Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am covering the topics of solid state physics. I will cover crystalline, amorphous, unit cell, lattice, basis and crystal structure and types of crystals in this lecture. So first of all, why do we study solid state physics? Have you ever wondered why the diamonds sparkle so brilliantly, or some materials conduct electricity so easily and some materials cannot conduct the electricity? The answer lie only in the solid state physics. Solid state physics is the physics of solids focusing on how the atomic arrangement determine their properties like transparency, magnetic properties or thermal properties. So most of the syllabus solid state physics covering the topic, first of all crystal structure, then properties of the solids like thermal properties, electrical properties and magnetic properties. So there are books for this. So first is Charles Kittle, second is Ashcroft, and then Srivastav, Wahab, and Purian Babar. You can take reference these books. So matter basically four types: solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. Here we will cover those solids. Solid have definite shape and volume. There are two types of solids: crystalline solids and non-crystalline solids. So crystalline solids characterized by the regular or periodic arrangement of the atoms. You can see in this picture there is a regular arrangement of atoms or molecules. Example of crystalline solids are copper, silver, gold, aluminum, etc. Non-crystalline solids are characterized by the completely random arrangement of atoms. You can see in this picture, and the example glass, rubber, etc. Now most of the solids are crystalline solids in the nature because the energy configuration of the crystalline solid is low. As we know, the solids have the chemical bonding also. So if I want to break a solid due to the change in atomic arrangement, then if the bonding, if the arrangement will be random, then the bond will break easily. So in the nature, most of the solids are crystalline because the energy configuration of the crystalline solid is low. There are two types of solids. Uh, there are two types of crystalline solids: single crystal and polycrystalline. In single crystal, the periodicity maintained throughout the crystal, and in polycrystalline, the periodicity is break after some time, and though in the polycrystalline, the crystals are in the form of grains, and these grains are separated by the other grains by the grain boundaries. Means you can say polycrystalline solids are characterized by small crystals, and these small crystals are called as grains. Okay, example of polycrystalline is metal, alloy and ceramics, and single crystal is diamond, quartz, mica, etc. Now the crystal structure. First of all, we will talk lattice. So lattice is a set of atoms or molecules, and the lattice is a totally imaginary concept. And lattice have definite shape with the crystal. Now basis is a set of atoms or molecules. By attaching with each lattice point can make the crystal structure. So lattice plus basis is equal to crystal structure. Basis maybe 2 atoms, 3 atoms, 100 atoms or 1000 atoms. Here I am taking the 2 atom lattice. So these are the lattice points. Lattice points are totally imaginary concept. Okay, then we will put the bases of two atoms with each lattice point. In this atom will set with this atom, with this atom, with this atom, with this atom, and this make the crystal structure. So lattice plus bases form the crystal structure, right? You can see in this picture here the basis of three atoms, and these three atoms will attach with each lattice point, will form the crystal structure. Now lattice translation vector. Lattice translation vector, first of all we will see the fundamental. We will see the fundamental vectors. Fundamental vectors. In these fundamental vectors are A cap, B vector and C vector. So the distance between two consecutive lattice point is called as the fundamental vectors. Here I am taking the fundamental vectors A, B and C. Now, what is the translation vector? The line joining any two lattice point. The line joining any two lattice point is called the translation vector, but the condition is that the point R and R dash looks like same atomic arrangement. Means if I am at point R and if I am point at R dash, then the atomic arrangements look like same from the both point R and R dash. Then the line joining these two points R and R dash is called the translation vector, and we can define R dash is equal to R plus T, where T is called as translation vector and T can be defined as A U1 plus B U2 plus C U3, where U1, U2 and U3 are the integers, and A, B and C are the fundamental vectors. So T is called as the translation vector. Now the unit cell. Unit cell, what is the unit cell? Unit cell is the smallest volume or unit of a solid which can form the whole solid by repeating itself. These are two types of unit cell, primitive unit cell and non-primitive unit cell. In primitive unit cell, effective number of lattice point is 1. Okay, so we can take a cubic structure, then you can see the points at the corners 1 2 3 4 and all these points are 8. Okay, now how much part will contribute inside the unit cell? Okay, so 1 by 8 part contribute, 1 by 8 part contribute inside the unit cell. Point are total 8, then effective number of lattice point 1. How 1 by 8 part contribute? Because how much angle here is 90 degree. Total angle कितना है? कितना है? How much? 360. ओके, तो ये कितना आया आपका 1 by 4. ठीक है, and into 1 by 2. ठीक है, means we have to consider the points at the corner. The points at the corner is completely covered by the other structure, other cubic structure. Okay, so 1 by 8 part contribute with this. So effective number of lattice point is 1. If the effective number of lattice point is 1, then it is called as primitive unit cell. And if the effective number of lattice point more than 1, means if you have the condition that 8 points at the corner of the cube and 1 point or some points inside the cube or on the face of the cube, then it is called as non-primitive unit cell, because the effective number of lattice point in this more than 1. Now Wigner size cell. What is Wigner size cell? These are the lattice points. These are the lattice points. Wigner size cell is the method to draw a primitive unit cell. So if these are the lattice points, then take the line joining the lattice point, these lines, okay, these lines, okay. Take the lines joining the lattice point, and after that take the normal from the line joining two lattice point, means this point. Take the normal to the line joining of the lattice point. Then the area covered by these are called as primitive unit cell. This area covered by the unit cell or called as Wigner size cell. So these are the types of the lattice in 2D crystal. There are 4 types of crystal and 5 types of lattice. For example, and these are the condition. For example, if I am taking first, I am taking the square and the lattice points at the corners only. Okay. And the angle between them is gamma. So this side is A and this side is B. So is type of square lattice is only lattice type only simple square, means lattice points at the corners only, and the condition is A is equal to B and angle between them is 90. Now the rectangular have two type of lattice, primitive and centered, means the lattice point at the corners and the centered also, right? There are two types of lattice and condition will be A is not equal to B and gamma equal to 90. Then hexagonal is also simple but angle between them is 120, and similarly oblique, simple oblique, but A is not equal to B and angle between them should not be equal to 90. Now, in case of 3D, we have 7 types of crystal and 14 type of lattice types, and these are the conditions for this. So, first of all, we will focus on the cubic, and you have to learn the whole table. So, in case of cubic, you can take a cube. I am talking only the first one. Take a cube. And the atoms only at the corners in case of simple cubic. What I am taking first one is simple cubic. This is the simple cubic. In simple cubic, 8 atoms only at the corners, right? Now these are the sides. If this is x axis, मैं B ले रही हूँ, A, B and ए बी एंड सी एक्सिस, ठीक है, राइट। सो this is A side, this is B side, this is C side, right? And angle I am taking between A, B, B, C and C, A is alpha, beta, gamma. Okay. Then the condition will be A is equal to B is equal to C and alpha, beta, gamma will be 90. Now second one is body centered. Body centered cubic. So we can take a body centered unit cell. In body centered cubic cell, the atoms at the corners and one atom inside the cube. So, okay, we can see in simple cubic also we can see effective number of atoms is 1. Now, I am talking about effective number of atoms, not lattice point, right? पीछे जो मैंने बात की थी वो की थी किया मैंने लैटिस पॉइंट्स की, यहाँ हम लैटिस पॉइंट की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, इफेक्टिव नंबर ऑफ एटम्स की बात कर रहे हैं। इसका मतलब हम क्रिस्टल की बात कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब लैटिस प्लस बेसिस है वहां पे, यहाँ पे एक एटम की बेसिस रही होगी, ओके। And in this case, atoms at the corners as well as one atom inside the unit cell. So we can say there are two atom bases. Okay. Means I'm talking about here also effective number of atoms. Effective number of atoms इसके अंदर कितने होंगे? 1/8 into 8 प्लस 1. इसका मतलब कितना हुआ? 1+1. इसमें कितने रहे होंगे इफेक्टिव नंबर ऑफ एटम्स? 2, क्योंकि 8 तो आपके कॉर्नर्स पे हैं जिनका 1/8 पार्ट इनसाइड द क्यूब आपका लाई कर रहा है, 1/8 पार्ट इनसाइड द क्यूब 8 एटम्स का, तो 1/8 into 8 प्लस 1 इनसाइड द एटम है, तो पूरा कंप्लीटली इनसाइड है, तो कंप्लीटली कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, ठीक है। तो 1+1 2 एटम्स हुए, ठीक है। तो ये सिंपल क्यूबिक था, ये बीसीसी था। अब बात कर लेते हैं क्यूब का जो थर्ड पार्ट है फेस सेंटर की, ठीक है, शॉर्ट में लिखते हैं एफसीसी, ठीक है। एफसीसी में क्या होगा? इन केस ऑफ एफसीसी, एटम्स एट द कॉर्नर्स ऑफ ए क्यूब means 8 atoms at the corners of a cube. So 1 2 8 atoms total, and 6 atoms at the face. So one face, second face, third face, and this is the back face and this is the front face. Okay, 6 atom at the face. So effective number of atoms in case of FCC कितने हो जाएंगे? कॉर्नर वाले तो सेम कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे 1/8 into 8. अब देखो ये जो फेस पे है, फेस पे कोई क्यूब है 3D आप इमेजिन करो, तो आप ऐसे मान सकते हैं कि आपके पास एक फुटबॉल है, फुटबॉल का हाफ पार्ट इनसाइड द क्यूब है और हाफ पार्ट आउटसाइड द क्यूब है, ठीक है। मींस हाफ डिवाइड हो रही है वो पूरी। फेस की अगर बात करते हैं, ठीक है, तो फेस पे कितना कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है? एटम का 1/2, एग्जैक्टली 1/2 पार्ट कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, ठीक है। तो यहाँ कितना कर रहा है? 1/2 पार्ट कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, और टोटल फेस कितने? 6 हैं, ठीक है। तो ये कितना हो गया? ये 1 + 3, तो इफेक्टिव नंबर ऑफ एटम्स जो हो गए यहाँ पर हो गए 4, ठीक है। तो आई थिंक ये बात क्लियर होगी। इफेक्टिव नंबर ऑफ एटम सिंपल क्यूब में हमने कैसे निकाले हैं? ठीक है, तो 1/8 पार्ट इसका कंट्रीब्यूट करता है, या फिर आप ऐसे भी कह सकते हैं कि आपने एक बॉल ली, ठीक है, बॉल को आपने एक क्यूब के कॉर्नर पे रखा, ठीक है, अगर मैं 2D में बात करूं आपसे तो आप ऐसे भी समझ सकते हो, 3D आपको इमेजिन करना पड़ेगा, ये आपने बॉल रखी, ठीक है, इसका जो ये हाफ पार्ट था ये तो ऊपर ही चला गया, ठीक है, अब हाफ आया नीचे, अब हाफ का भी कितना पार्ट कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा इन केस ऑफ क्यूब, ठीक है, तो मैं यही कह रही हूं, तो क्या आया था हमारा 90 डिग्री है यहाँ पे, टोटल कितना है ये 360, ठीक है, कितना आया था 1/4, और हाफ पार्ट है इसका बोल का, तो 1/2 इंटू 1/4, इस करके 1/8 आया था आपका, तो 1/8 इंटू टोटल कितने थे 8, तो इफेक्टिव नंबर ऑफ एटम आया था हमारा यहाँ पे 1, ठीक है, यहाँ कॉर्नर्स वाले ऐसे ही रहे, एक आपका यहाँ पर आ गया इनसाइड कंप्लीटली, तो यहाँ 2 हो गए, ठीक है, और जबकि एफसीसी में क्या हुआ, एफसीसी में आपका कॉर्नर्स वाले थे, तो कॉर्नर्स वालों ने इतना ही कंट्रीब्यूशन किया, बट जो फेस पे थे, फेस पे आपका 1/2 कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, आधा अंदर है आधा बाहर है क्यूब के, ठीक है, तो 1/2 कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा, टोटल है 6, तो 1+3 अपॉन 1+3 इज इक्वल टू 4 हो गया, ठीक है, तो इफेक्टिव नंबर ऑफ एटम्स जो हुए आपके एफसीसी में वो आपके हो गए 4, ठीक है, तो सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर दिस लेक्चर।